Hi, I'm Claire and this is my giant book unhaul. Last week I showed you my slightly unexpected January book haul in which I got 8 books that I really probably shouldn't have gotten because I'm moving soon and I really need to reduce the amount of books that I own so that it's not as much of a pain to move them to my new place. So today I am going to part with twice as many books as I've gotten in my last book haul. That is a really big and painful 16 books. But I was sadly able to find 16 books that I don't think I'm going to read or read again, so let's get started. I'm not going to go into much detail about these books because otherwise this video is going to be very long, so I've broken them up into multiple categories of why I'm getting rid of them. So the first lot of books that I have are books that I've already read, but I don't think I'm going to want to lend them to people or read them again or just have them on hand, so I don't feel too bad parting with them. First, we've got Diary of a Wimpy Kid by Jeff Kinney. This was fun, I'm not gonna read it again. The Iron Wolves by Andy Remick. I read this for a reading group and we discussed it so much that I really don't think I want to read this again. The Art of Fiction by David Lodge. I had to read this for uni, but it's really not my favorite creative writing book. In Real Life IRL by Cory Doctorow and Jen Wong. I love the illustrations in this book, but I wasn't as fond of the story. I thought it was a bit simplistic, and so I thought I should give it away for someone else to maybe enjoy it more than I did. Now we've got a little craft book, Witch a Craft, and it's a bunch of cute, creepy, witchy projects, and I got it because it looked cute, but actually all of these projects are really easy to do, and so I don't really think I need a book to teach me how to do them. In the same vein, Creepy Cute Crochet, which is adorable, but I've never had time to do any of the things that are in it, so I think it should go to a maybe more loving home. Then we've got Simon's Cat Beyond the Fence by Simon Tofield, and it's a really cute book, but it's not as fun as the first one, so I think I'll just buy the first one again after I've moved, because I don't have a copy. The next lot of books are books that I bought for various reasons, but I haven't read them, and they've been sitting in my shelves literally for years, and now when I look at them I think to myself there's no way I'm ever going to get around to those books with the size of my TBR. Reluctantly I'm going to part with them because it's silly to cart them around from house to house when I'm probably not going to get around to reading them. First we've got 10 Stories About Smoking by Stuart Evers and Weirdo by Kathy Unsworth. They were doing an event together in London. I picked up the books more on the strength of how interesting the author was rather than the stories, and now that I look at them it doesn't really seem like something that I want to get into. Next we've got a book that I found in my house and I totally don't remember buying it at all. The Affair of the Bloodstained Egg Cozy by James Anderson. I'm going to donate it because I've read the back and I don't feel like it's a novel that I would necessarily enjoy reading. Next we've got The Cambodian Book of the Dead by Tom Fata. I bought this at an event for the book, and again the author was really interesting, but the book isn't necessarily my cup of tea. And I haven't read it, and this was 3 years ago. Next we've got The Pillars of Hercules, which I ordered after hearing the author on a podcast and haven't read since, and I just don't really think that I'm going to get around to it. Next we've got 2312 by Kim Stanley Robinson. I bought this because it was on the Hugo Award ballot. However, I didn't get very far into it. It's a very big book. I've read some reviews for this that kind of describe what type of book it is, and I just don't think it's going to be my cup of tea. And finally, we've got some books that I got for free at convention, so I didn't get to choose them, and they're not really books that I'm very interested in reading, so it makes no sense to bring them to the new place so that they can sit on a shelf and not be read for probably years to come. First we've got Astrofields by Karen Travis. As you can see, this is a Gears of War tie novel, and I'm not very interested in Gears of War, so I'm probably not going to be very interested in this novel either. Next we've got The Hammer and the Blade by Paul S. Kemp. Again, this was in a welcome pack. I don't have a particular interest in reading it, so it's going to have to go to the donation pile. And the same goes for Empire of the Saviors by A.J. Dalton, which I got at a glance party, and The Dead Toss Waves by Carrie Ryan, which I got at the same party. This one is a sequel, so I think it's highly unlikely that I would ever go and pick up the first book that I don't know anything about in order to read the second book that I don't know anything about. So that's it for this giant book unhaul. We had 17 books in there, so we've done it. We've got twice the number of books that I had in my book haul last week, plus one for good measure. I have to say I did not expect it to be quite this uncomfortable to talk about books that I'm going to donate and why I'm doing it, particularly the ones that I haven't read yet. It just feels like saying, oh, I have no interest in this particular book is just such a harsh judgment to make. Sadly, my to-be-read pile is so big and so full of books that I bought because I was really interested in the premise, or because I knew the author already, or because someone recommended them to me, that it makes it really difficult to find times for books that actually I don't have a specific reason for reading. Maybe it's just me. Do you find that you get this problem as well? What do you do about it? Let me know in the comments if you've got some kind of method to deal with this. If you'd like to see last week's book haul, you can check out that video right over there, and for some Harry Potter related fun times, you can check out my Harry Potter Spells book tag right over here. So if you haven't yet, please hit that subscribe button for more videos from me every week. I've been Claire, thanks so much for watching, and see you soon.